Welcome back to the Layman Seminary. This is part 2 because like the last video, this one got cut off. So we're with Janet. She's at the retreat. She's preparing to go in and study Ephesians 2 in the session. And so we're in the middle of discussing that. So let me share my screen. We've already prayed in and we're going to pick up, that's Facebook. And we're right back to here. And so the question I was asking you before we were interrupted is,
That's right.
why doesn't it say, by grace, we have been saved? It says, by grace, you have been saved.
Oh yeah. By grace, it doesn't say we have. By grace you have been saved, because the Jews, Paul already saved, right? So it specifically refers to the Ephesians. You have been saved. By God's grace, you have been
Remember, Jewish Christians
saved.
and Gentile Christians
And the
make up
Gentiles.
the Ephesians.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is the you refers to the Gentile Christians.
Gentiles. Yeah, the Gentiles.
So are you saying it's almost like he's trying to say, hey, I want to remind you Gentiles that it's by grace that you have been saved.
Yeah, I agree.
Look up here. But God being rich in mercy. Okay, so you got mercy going on here. We'll make it blue. And then you got grace going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So in this one, the mercy is focusing on the us, which may be referring to everybody. But here it narrows it down to the you by grace. And the reason I'm going through this, I'll go ahead and jump ahead so you can see, is most people when they come to Ephesians, they focus on 2:8. By grace you have been saved through faith. You're his workmanship. Okay?
What? What?
They focus on salvation and this passage in verse 10 where it says you're his workmanship. But then in 11 it says this, therefore remember that formerly you, the Gentiles in the flesh. And so it starts making a distinction about how the Gentile Christians did not have an inheritance or the assurance of an inheritance until the church age. Everything was related to the Jews before. And so what I'm trying to say is if you establish who the you and the us is here, then it may help you later on when we get to that passage. Okay? Hello, Janet?
Okay.
All right, so start reading in verse 6 and ask your questions.
And raise us up with him and seated us with him in the heavenly places in Christ Jesus. So, Paul, including meaning all, to those who believe in Jesus Christ, to those who live together with Christ, Paul referred to those people that we are seated with him in the heavenly places in Christ Jesus.
So you're saying this us refers to Jewish Christians and Gentile Christians?
Yeah, together. Yeah, because, yeah.
Okay, look at this language. Raised us up, seated in heavenly places. If you look at the end of verse chapter 1, look what he says here. It says that we have been, it says in verse 20, read verse, start verse 19. This is his prayer that he wants them to comprehend. So start right here. Can you see that in verse 19?
And what? Yeah. Verse Ephesians 1, right? Ephesians 1, verse 19 to 20. Okay. And what is the surpassing greatness of his power towards us who believe? Who believe. These are in accordance with the working of the strength of his might, which he brought about in Christ, when he raised him from the dead and seated him at his right hand in the heavenly places.
So what you see is that you have raised,
You need to do, yeah.
you have seated in the
Mm-hmm.
heavenly places. But
Yeah.
sorry, that one.
If right, if you see, if the Ephesians believe that they have,
Right.
that
But
they live in Christ.
right, but this
If
passage is
they
not
believe
focusing
in
on
Christ.
the Ephesians, it's focusing on Christ. It says when he raised him, when he
When he
seated
rested.
him.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So it focuses on Christ first,
Yeah.
and then it goes into talking about the church.
It's almost time.
Okay,
And it's
all
almost
right,
time,
all right,
so mind the
all right.
time.
Okay, so raised us up with him. So now it switches to that. So it's almost the same phrase, except the us is mentioned here. Okay, now watch what 7
Mm-hmm.
says.
So that in the ages to come, he might show the surpassing riches of his grace in kindness towards us in Christ Jesus.
Okay, now
For by
this riches of grace, it's very similar to
5 minutes more to go. I need to go.
okay, all right. Well, thank y'all very much. I know it's a short video, but we'll be hearing more from Janet later. God bless.
Yeah. Yeah.